Israel is facing a mutiny. Israeli Defense Forces or the IDF is about to collapse anytime soon. The reservists in Israel's military are refusing to show up on duty. But here is the bigger angle. It looks like Biden administration is not just fueling the protest in Israel but also funding them. And three big anti-Israel powers, Iran, Hezbollah and Hamas, are working on plans to make the most out of this crisis in Israel. Here we have some bombshell reports. Stay tuned. Hi and welcome. You're watching Outright. We tell you the right side of the story. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon for such outright videos. The Israeli army had never seen anything like this. For 2 weeks, reservists have been refusing to serve. About 750 elite officers from the Air Force, Special Forces and Mossad have threatened to stop volunteering for duty. Israeli officials are worried the protests could soon spill over to other parts of the IDF. For those who don't know, they are protesting against a reform of the justice system led by the government of Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, which aims to free the government from any independent judicial supervision. And these protests have left Israeli PM Netanyahu red-faced. In a recent statement, he said, "The country cannot exist without the IDF. There will not be a nation. It is very simple." He also warned that all red lines have been crossed. And equally worried are the Israeli army's top officials. They are soon going to curb military operations because the army is facing staffing issues. They are also warning of a major crisis in light of tangible threats of multi-front escalation. Now what is that? Three of Israel's biggest enemies, which are Iran, Hezbollah and Hamas, are making plans to attack the Jewish country when it is at its weakest. Or they say, strike the iron when it is hot. As per a statement by an IDF official, the internal crisis is an opportunity for harming Israel. He added that the hostile axis is testing the borders and has been waiting for the best opportunity. This is the holy month of Ramadan and Israel is worried it might face big challenges on the security front. But what if I tell you the US is covertly funding this ongoing anti-Netanyahu campaign in Israel? Here is the report. US taxpayer funds are flowing to a group bankrolling anti-Netanyahu protests. According to this report, US government is funding a group called the Movement for Quality Government or MQG. The group is stoking nationwide anti-Netanyahu protests. It petitioned Israel's Supreme Court earlier this year to oust Netanyahu, claiming he is unfit for office due to ongoing investigations into allegations of political corruption and bribery. And guess what? Biden administration is funding this group. Grant information shows that MQG received grants of around $40,000 over the last 3 years. Also, the State Department is listed as the group's sole foreign donor. The State Department describes MQG as a respected, independent, non-partisan, grassroots, non-governmental organization committed to promoting values of democracy, transparency, good governance, and civic participation. So here is the crux of the story. Israel's survival is at stake. Its military is collapsing, its enemies are assembling, and US is proactively involved in efforts to overthrow the elected government in Jerusalem. In the coming days, if you see a major provocation by Iran or its allies against Israel, only US should be held responsible for it.